I was going to different neighborhoods around Brooklyn, battling cats back in this has started in '82, so that's eighth grade. So I want to say like maybe I don't know 13, 14. So I did ask Kumo D for a battle, but he didn't battle me. He talks about it in his book. You know, he just kept walking, saying, "Nah, shorty, you don't want it."
He was nuts. That's what hip-hop legends whispered about Big Daddy Kane in the late 80s. At the 2021 Verzuz battle, tensions erupted when DJ Scratch accused KRS-One of abandoning the assignment and throwing shots all night. But this wasn't new. For decades, the greatest names in rap harbored deep resentment toward Kane. Rakim recorded a nuclear diss track ready to destroy him. Slick Rick pulled a gun on him. LL Cool J felt like a jive pretender next to him. The crazy part is Kane didn't start these conflicts. They came after him because his arrival threatened everything they built. Today, we're uncovering why hip-hop's elite actually hated Big Daddy Kane. In 1987, New York hip-hop operated like warring nations. Queensbridge houses controlled the airwaves through Mr. Magic's rap attack and producer Marley Marl's cold chilling sound. The Bronx felt pushed aside by Queen's commercial power. Then Big Daddy Kane arrived as a Brooklyn native but Juice Crew loyalist, expanding their territory like a Trojan horse. His entrance shattered the power balance. The Bronx's claim to authenticity, Long Island's lyrical supremacy, and Queens' commercial dominance all faced extinction. The hate that followed was inevitable. Rakim Allah held the crown as the God MC after Paid in Full dropped in 1987. His style was internal, relaxed, spiritual. Big Daddy Kane called himself the Asiatic Prince, flamboyant and high energy. When Long Live the Kane released in 1988, critics immediately questioned Rakim's supremacy. Kane wasn't just matching Rakim's multisyllabic rhyme schemes, he was doing them at double the tempo while performing choreography with his dancers Scoob and Scrap. The threat Kane posed to Rakim's mystique was undeniable. Historical evidence reveals Rakim broke his own code of silence. He recorded a direct diss track titled Break the Wrath in Half, a play on Kane's song Wrath of Kane. This was supposed to be a nuclear strike. Rakim, who famously never mentioned other MCs' names, felt threatened enough to abandon his principles. The lyrics attacked Kane as a follower who became a leader without a path, someone who crippled his third eye. Rakim viewed Kane as a commercial fake who hadn't done the spiritual work. The conflict almost went public until Ant Live, brother of Eric B. and Kane's friend, mediated like a diplomat. Rakim called Kane personally and spoke to him like a man. Kane recalled going back to the studio and taking out his own retaliation verses. Both agreed to mutual disarmament. Rakim destroyed most of Break the Wrath in Half, and Kane removed his shots. But the tension stayed subliminal. On Let the Rhythm Hit Him, Rakim kept the line asking who gets the last laugh after ripping your wrath in half. Kane fired back on Warm It Up Kane, asking whose flat top rules in '89, hitting both Rakim and LL Cool J since all three wore iconic high top fades. They created a truce to avoid mutually assured destruction, maintaining a duopoly over the best MC conversation. The strategic piece kept both legends at the top. If you're shocked by how deep these rivalries went, drop a comment telling us which beef surprised you most and hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started with the stories these legends tried to keep quiet. KRS-One represented the Bronx as frontman of Boogie Down Productions during the Bridge Wars. He was the most aggressive battle rapper of his generation, destroying MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, and Marley Marl on The Bridge Is Over. But analyzing the Bridge Wars reveals something strange. KRS-One rarely attacked Big Daddy Kane directly during the height of the beef. While he eviscerated the Juice Crew leadership, Kane's name stayed absent from primary diss tracks. Industry insiders speculated that KRS-One made a tactical assessment. He knew engaging Kane would open a war front BDP might lose. Kane was the Juice Crew's nuclear deterrent. By avoiding Kane, KRS could dismantle the crew's leadership without risking everything. Despite no direct diss track, tension manifested in subtle jabs. KRS-One told the Source magazine that he teaches style, claiming poetry was a brand new style which all these rappers are coming out sounding like nowadays, then specifically naming Kane. This revealed his underlying resentment. He viewed himself as the originator of edutainment and diverse styles that Kane was capitalizing on. He framed Kane as derivative, a common theme among Kane's rivals. Kane responded with subliminal warfare on tracks like Set It Off, where his aggressive posturing warned the Bronx to stay back. Kane later explained that Eric B. was a personal friend, so he wouldn't attack his MC. Regarding KRS-One, the restraint was less about friendship and more about juice, crew dynamics. Kane let Shan fight his own battle unless the crew's survival was threatened. The narrative that this rivalry cooled completely shattered at their 2021 Verzuz battle. While marketed as a celebration, the event exposed deep, unresolved friction. DJ Scratch, serving as Kane's DJ, and Kid Capri, working with KRS-One, engaged in a heated exchange that disrupted everything. DJ Scratch later alleged that KRS-One abandoned the assignment and deviated from the agreed run of show to gain competitive advantage. KRS-One's Verzuz behavior continued his guerrilla warfare strategy. While Kane prepared a polished set, KRS-One treated it like a street battle, breaking rules to unsettle his opponent. This proved the hate remains systemic. In 1987, LL Cool J ruled as the undisputed king of solo rap. When Kane arrived, he threatened to make him obsolete. In his autobiography, I Make My Own Rules, LL revealed feeling like the industry viewed him as a jive pretender compared to the new guard's lyrical complexity. Kane was smoother, carried Asiatic branding with pride, and possessed a flow light years ahead of LL's basic rhyme schemes. Industry rumors claimed LL's aggressive pivot on Mama Saeed Knock You Out in 1990 directly responded to criticism that he had gone soft while Kane was being raw. Both men relied on their image as sex symbols. Kane's line asking whose flat top rules in '89 hit Rakim as the lyrical rival and LL as the aesthetic rival simultaneously. Mikey D, a Queens rapper and LL rival, sought to collaborate with Kane, looking specifically to antagonize LL, understanding that Kane was the one artist LL feared. The friction with Kane forced LL to evolve. Without pressure from Kane's virtuosity, LL likely wouldn't have produced Mama Saeed Knock You Out. The hate was actually a regenerative force. In recent years, this rivalry transformed into respectful alliance when LL invited Kane to tour on the Force Live tour in 2023. The relationship between Big Daddy Kane and Kool G Rap is unique because it happened within the Juice Crew. This wasn't war for territory or the crown, but war over intellectual property. Both are credited with pioneering multi-syllabic rhyme schemes, but there's serious contention about who did it first. In an interview with Rap Pages, Kool G Rap alleged that Kane adopted his signature rapid fire flow after hearing G-Rap demonstrate it. G-Rap points to the creature feature rapture reacher rhyme pattern. He claims that before Raw, Kane's style was slower and less dense. After hearing G-Rap rhyme over the Raw beat, which G-Rap says was originally intended for him, Kane used a nearly identical cadence. G-Rap felt Kane chomped his whole technique. This accusation of biting created deep resentment. G-Rap viewed himself as the architect, while Kane received commercial acclaim. This internal competition sparked a sequence of one-upmanship on wax that functioned as a civil war within the Juice Crew. Kane released Raw using the disputed flow. Kane dropped Set It Off, doubling down on speed. G-Rap released Men at Work, widely seen as a response to Set It Off, showcasing even greater density. Kane released Wrath of Kane, pushing speed to near unintelligible level. G-Rap released Poison as the final word in the technical exchange. This rivalry became the research and development department of hip-hop. The hate here was the resentment of the innovator, watching the marketer sell the product. G-Rap is often cited as your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, named by Nas, Eminem, and Big Pun, while Kane became the sex symbol. The friction was economic. Kane's ability to package G-Rap's technical innovations with a polished image let him transcend the street rapper ceiling that confined G-Rap. Despite this, the two maintained public unity as Juice Crew members. In later years, G-Rap softened his stance, acknowledging Kane as a true MC who could bite a style, play with it, and move on. He even included Kane in his list of top 10 lyricists of all time, signaling that respect for skill ultimately outweighed resentment over theft. MC Shan's animosity toward Big Daddy Kane is the resentment of the older sibling replaced by the prodigy. MC Shan was the original flagship artist of the Juice Crew. By 1988, Kane completely eclipsed him. As Cold Chillin' Records expanded, resources shifted from Shan to Kane and Biz Markie. Shan expressed bitterness about being left undefended during the Bridge Wars, while newer crew members like Kane were protected from conflict. Sean believed Kane and G-Rap should have used their superior skills to help him defeat KRS-One. Instead, they stood down. Kane's explanation that Eric B. was a friend likely rang hollow to Shan, who watched his career dismantle while Kane's flourished. In modern retellings, Kane is the protagonist, while Shan is reduced to the guy who lost to KRS-One. In interviews, Shan reminds listeners that he put the crew on, implying Kane's success stands on his shoulders, while other rivalries were lyrical, psychological, or economic. The conflict with Slick Rick provides the only documented instance of life-threatening violence involving Big Daddy Kane. This fundamentally challenges the nostalgic notion that golden era beefs were purely for the love of the game. The conflict erupted during the Run's House or Public Enemy tour, where Big Daddy Kane and Slick Rick were co-headliners. Both men peaked at the same time. Kane with Long Live the Kane and Rick with The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. They competed for the same demographic, the flashy, storytelling-loving hip-hop fan. According to eyewitness accounts from Mr. C, Kane's DJ, severe conflict arose regarding performance order. In touring hierarchy, the headliner performs last. Since they were co-headliners, they were supposed to rotate. However, Slick Rick allegedly began arriving to venues intentionally late, forcing promoters to put Kane on stage first to keep the show moving. This manipulation allowed Rick to consistently close the show, subtly asserting his dominance as the true headliner. The tension exploded on a tour bus or in a dressing room. Kane, fed up with the disrespect, confronted Rick. Mr. C recounts that Rick responded with arrogance, stating he's Slick Rick the ruler. In response to this dismissal, Big Daddy Kane, known for his boxing background and physical toughness, put hands on Rick. The physical altercation escalated instantly. Slick Rick drew a small caliber handgun, often cited as a .22, and aimed it at Kane. Mr. C's account highlights the gravity, noting Slick Rick pulled a gun on Kane. While no shots were fired, the incident shattered the friendship between two icons. Mr. C provides critical context for this explosion. The Teenage Love video. In the music video for Slick Rick's hit song, Big Daddy Kane was cast as the antagonist, the bad boy who steals Slick Rick's girlfriend. While intended as a role, this visual dynamic likely bled into reality. Kane was the smooth, muscular, stealing your girl archetype, while Rick was the quirky, jewelry-laden storyteller. The video reinforced Kane's dominance over Rick in the sexual marketplace, a sore spot that likely fueled Rick's desire to humble Kane on the tour circuit. This rivalry was a clash of pure ego. It wasn't about rhyme schemes or borrowed pride. It was a lethal contest for status. The hate was personal and visceral. It explains why two of the era's greatest legends rarely collaborated and why their camps remained distant for decades. This was the only time guns entered the equation with Kane, proving that even in the golden era, respect could turn deadly. The hate directed at Big Daddy Kane by these legends wasn't a monolith. For Rakim, Kane was an intellectual threat, a challenge to his theology of flow. For KRS-One, Kane was a systemic threat, a symbol of the Queensbridge commercial machine that had to be contained. For LL Cool J, Kane was an existential threat, the first rapper capable of stealing his female audience and crown. For Cool G Rap, Kane was a creative thief, the man who popularized his invention. For MC Sean, Kane was a replacement, the new favorite son who rendered him obsolete. For Slick Rick, Kane was a personal rival, a challenger to his alpha status that warranted lethal force. Ultimately, this animosity was the furnace that forged the golden era. Without the threat of Kane, Rakim might not have perfected his flow on Let the Rhythm Hit Him. Without the fear of Kane, LL Cool J might never have written Mama Said, Knock You Out. Without competition from Kane, G-Rap might not have pushed the density of Road to the riches. Big Daddy Kane didn't just participate in the culture, he accelerated it. The hate he received was merely the friction generated by his velocity. As the dust settled and these figures entered the elder statesman era, the hate largely transmuted into reverence. They recognize now what they feared then. Big Daddy Kane was, for a brief but blinding moment, the perfect MC. His legacy isn't just in the music he made, but in how he pushed every legend around him to become greater. That's the real reason they hated him. He made them work harder than they ever wanted to. What do you think was the wildest rivalry Kane faced? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know which story shocked you most. Thanks for watching.